Hidden dangers on your plate. How common vegetables and everyday foods could be numbing your feet. Introduction. The unexpected link between food and foot numbness. Imagine waking up one morning with a strange tingling in your toes. At first, you brush it off. Maybe you slept in a weird position. But as days go by, the sensation becomes more frequent, an odd numbness creeping up from your feet. You start wondering, is it my shoes? Poor circulation? Diabetes? Few people would think to look at their plate. As a medical doctor and researcher who has spent decades studying chronic inflammation and peripheral neuropathy, I have seen far too many patients overlook one of the most fundamental contributors to their health: diet. The surprising truth is that some of the most commonly consumed and even praised, healthy foods could be silently aggravating symptoms like foot numbness, tingling, or poor circulation. Today, we're going to dig into an overlooked aspect of neuropathic health. This video will explore the hidden dangers of certain vegetables and processed foods, how they interact with your body's chemistry, and what smarter, safer choices you can make to stay mobile and pain-free. So, if you or a loved one struggles with foot numbness, don't look away. The answers may be hiding in your refrigerator. Chapter 1. The silent impact of diet on your nerves. It often starts as a gentle whisper, a faint tingling in your toes, a subtle numbness that fades as quickly as it comes. For many older adults, this is brushed off as a minor inconvenience or a result of just getting older. But as a physician who has spent over 3 decades studying the intricate connection between nutrition and neurological health, I'm here to tell you that these small signs may be your body's desperate plea for help. And more often than not, the answers lie hidden in something as simple, yet powerful, as your diet. Peripheral neuropathy, the medical term for the malfunction of nerves outside the brain and spinal cord, is far more common than most people realize. In fact, it is estimated that nearly 20 million Americans suffer from some form of this condition, and the prevalence only increases with age. Numbness, burning sensations, sharp pains, or the feeling of pins and needles, these are the daily realities for many seniors. And yet, few know that their dietary habits could be a key driver. Let's begin by understanding a basic truth. Your nervous system, much like your heart or muscles, depends on a steady stream of oxygen, nutrients, and energy to function properly. This flow is maintained by your blood vessels, which act like highways delivering critical supplies. But when inflammation strikes, often triggered by poor dietary choices, those highways become congested. The result? Nerves are left undernourished, oxygen deprived, and more vulnerable to damage. One of my patients, George, was a 72-year-old retired mail carrier who had always been active. But recently, he noticed a burning sensation in the soles of his feet. He blamed it on years of walking routes and old shoes. When he came to see me, we ran the usual tests: no diabetes, no signs of infection or pinched nerves. But his diet? That was another story. George had fallen into the habit of eating convenient, processed meals high in sodium and unhealthy fats. It wasn't long before we linked his dietary patterns to the inflammation affecting his circulation. What many people don't realize is that chronic inflammation is not always visible. It's not the kind of inflammation you see in a swollen ankle or red rash. This is systemic inflammation, an invisible, slow-burning fire within your blood vessels and organs that silently erodes your health over time. And diet is one of the strongest triggers. Let's take a closer look at the culprits. First, excessive sodium. Most people think of salt in terms of flavor, but its biological impact is far more profound. High sodium intake causes the body to retain fluid, increasing blood pressure and contributing to swelling, especially in the lower extremities. This swelling can compress nerves and reduce blood flow, two factors that are disastrous for nerve health. Next, trans fats, found in fried foods, baked goods, and many packaged snacks, don't just raise your cholesterol. They stiffen blood vessels, reduce their elasticity, and promote the buildup of arterial plaque. This limits circulation, particularly to the extremities, where nerves are already more vulnerable. And then there's sugar. Yes, even if you're not diabetic, frequent consumption of sugary foods and drinks causes blood sugar spikes. These spikes damage the lining of your blood vessels and reduce their ability to deliver oxygen and nutrients to your nerves. Think of sugar as sandpaper for your arteries, slowly wearing them down with every bite. Let me tell you about Lorraine, 69. A vibrant grandmother who volunteered at her church and loved baking for her grandkids. When she started experiencing tingling in her fingers and feet, she assumed it was arthritis or aging. Her blood tests came back normal, except for slightly elevated fasting glucose. Upon reviewing her diet, it was clear she was consuming sweets multiple times a day. Even though she didn't consider herself a sugar addict, we introduced gradual changes, reducing her dessert portions, replacing white bread with whole grains, and adding more anti-inflammatory foods like leafy greens and omega-3 rich fish. Within 3 months, her symptoms had notably improved. It's important to understand that nerves heal slowly. Unlike a cut on your skin, which may heal in days, nerve tissue takes weeks or even months to regenerate. That's why prevention and early intervention are critical. By controlling your diet, you're not only addressing existing symptoms, you're actively preventing further damage. So what should you do if you're over 60 and starting to notice these signs? First, start a food diary. Write down everything you eat and drink for 1 week. Look for patterns. Are there lots of packaged foods? Do meals often include white bread, fried items, or sugary snacks? Awareness is the first step toward change. Second, prioritize foods that support nerve health. These include leafy greens, but cooked, especially if high in oxalates like spinach and Swiss chard. Fatty fish like salmon and mackerel, rich in anti-inflammatory omega-3s. Nuts and seeds for vitamin E and healthy fats. Whole grains that stabilize blood sugar. Colorful fruits like berries, which are packed with antioxidants. Finally, don't underestimate hydration. Drinking enough water helps your body flush out toxins and maintain healthy circulation, essential for nerve health. The bottom line is this: the food you eat either feeds inflammation or fights it. And when it comes to your nerves, the stakes are too high to ignore. What you put on your plate today could determine whether you walk with ease or struggle with numbness tomorrow. As we move into the next chapter, we'll examine more closely the hidden risks of processed foods and how even everyday meals could be undermining your health without you knowing it. Stick with me. This knowledge could change everything. Peripheral neuropathy, which refers to damage or dysfunction of the peripheral nerves, often begins subtly. Most patients report tingling or numbness in their extremities, usually the feet. While diabetes is one of the most well-known causes, it's certainly not the only one. Inflammation, oxidative stress, and poor circulation, all of which can be profoundly influenced by your diet, play a critical role. Modern diets are filled with refined sugars, unhealthy fats, preservatives, and excessive sodium. Each of these can spark inflammation and impair vascular function. When blood can't efficiently reach your extremities, nerves become starved of oxygen and nutrients. The result? Numbness, tingling, and in more severe cases, chronic pain. Let me share a quick story. A patient of mine, Martha, 67, came in complaining of worsening foot numbness. She was not diabetic, exercised regularly, and didn't smoke. Her labs were normal, but upon closer examination of her diet, we found she was consuming a high volume of frozen meals, bacon, canned soups, and yes, a daily green smoothie loaded with raw spinach. After making dietary adjustments, her symptoms improved dramatically in just 8 weeks. Chapter 2. The Processed Food Trap. Let's start with the obvious culprits: processed foods. Things like bacon, frozen pizza, instant noodles, fast food burgers, and French fries are loaded with trans fats, sodium, and preservatives. Each of these ingredients can raise systemic inflammation and reduce circulation, leading to a host of health problems, especially for older adults. The impact of processed foods on your body. Sodium is one of the most common offenders found in nearly all processed foods. Sodium leads to water retention, which causes swelling in the feet and ankles. When your body holds on to too much water to balance out the sodium, it creates pressure on your blood vessels, making them less efficient. Swelling can also compress nerves, leading to numbness, tingling, or even painful sensations. This issue becomes even more problematic for older adults because the circulatory system tends to weaken with age, making it harder for blood to flow properly. Processed foods also contain trans fats, those nasty, hidden fats that can wreak havoc on your health. Trans fats stiffen blood vessels, reducing their flexibility, and contribute to plaque buildup in your arteries. This makes it harder for blood to flow through your body. And for older adults, it's a recipe for disaster. For those already dealing with circulation issues, these foods can put you at a higher risk of heart disease, stroke, and other cardiovascular problems. The sugar problem. But it's not just processed foods that are dangerous. Sugary foods are just as bad. Sodas, candies, pastries, and chocolate all cause a spike in blood sugar levels, even for people without diabetes. While the sugar rush may seem harmless at first, the long-term effects are anything but. Consistent blood sugar spikes can damage the delicate linings of your blood vessels and nerves over time. Sugar acts like a corrosive agent, slowly weakening your vascular and nervous systems. It contributes to inflammation, which can make it harder for your body to heal and function properly. For older adults, this can result in symptoms like numbness in the hands or feet, or difficulty concentrating due to blood flow issues to the brain. White bread, a silent villain. One of the worst offenders? White bread. While it might seem like a harmless food to most, white bread is made from refined carbohydrates that are rapidly converted into glucose, sugar, in your body. This leads to inflammation and causes your pancreas to release insulin at high levels. The insulin response can cause a roller coaster of blood sugar highs and lows, which is especially problematic for older adults whose bodies may have a harder time regulating blood sugar. Refined carbs like white bread can lead to long-term damage to your blood vessels and nerves, accelerating the aging process and increasing the risk of conditions like type 2 diabetes and heart disease. Plus, the quick rise in blood sugar can leave you feeling fatigued, dizzy, or irritable. Definitely not the way you want to feel as you get older. Inflammation and accelerated aging. While processed foods may taste good and be convenient, they are often accomplices in the process of chronic inflammation and accelerated aging. Inflammation is one of the leading causes of many health issues that older adults face. When the body is inflamed, it can't properly circulate blood, repair damaged tissue, or fight off infections. This can lead to chronic conditions like arthritis, heart disease, and even dementia. Inflammation also weakens blood vessels and nerves, making it harder for your body to function optimally. For seniors, the effects of inflammation can be particularly damaging, as the body's ability to heal slows down with age. As a result, something as simple as an injury can take longer to heal, and the risk of complications increases. What can you do? Simple solutions for seniors. So, what can you do to break free from the processed food trap? The answer lies in making healthier choices when it comes to your diet. Instead of relying on processed, pre-packaged meals, focus on incorporating fresh, whole foods into your meals. This means choosing vegetables, fruits, and lean proteins like fish, chicken, or beans. These foods are naturally anti-inflammatory and provide the essential nutrients your body needs to stay strong and healthy. For older adults, making small changes can have a big impact on your overall health. Start by swapping out refined carbs for whole grains like brown rice, quinoa, or oats. These foods are slower to digest, which helps keep blood sugar levels stable and reduces the risk of inflammation. Adding more fiber-rich vegetables to your plate will also help keep your digestive system running smoothly and support your heart health. Practical tips for eating better as you age. If you want to avoid the pitfalls of processed foods, here are some easy tips to follow. Cut back on sugary snacks. Sweets like cookies, candy, and soda might be tempting, but they can lead to a host of health issues over time. Try replacing sugary treats with healthier options like fresh fruit, nuts, or low-fat yogurt. Go for whole grains, instead of white bread or pasta. Choose whole grains like whole wheat bread, brown rice, or quinoa. These provide more fiber, which helps regulate blood sugar and keeps you feeling fuller longer. Eat more plant-based foods. Incorporating more vegetables, fruits, and legumes into your diet can help reduce inflammation and provide essential vitamins and minerals that support your immune system. Choose lean proteins, instead of processed meats like bacon or hot dogs. Choose lean sources of protein such as chicken, turkey, or fish. These are lower in unhealthy fats and provide more nutrients for your muscles and bones. Stay hydrated. Drinking plenty of water is crucial for maintaining good circulation and preventing swelling. Aim to drink at least 8 cups of water a day. And try to limit sugary drinks like soda or energy drinks. A healthier future. Making healthier food choices is one of the most important things you can do to improve your overall health and quality of life as you age. By swapping out processed foods for fresh, nutrient-dense options, you can reduce inflammation, improve circulation, and support your heart and nervous system. This doesn't mean you have to give up all your favorite foods. Just try to make smarter choices and find healthier alternatives. With the right diet, you can live a longer, healthier life and enjoy all the activities you love. It's never too late to start taking care of your health. Start small, and make changes that will add up over time. Your body will thank you for it. Chapter 3. When healthy turns harmful, the vegetable controversy. We've all been told how good vegetables are for our health. And rightfully so. They're packed with vitamins, minerals, fiber, and antioxidants that support our immune system, digestive health, and overall well-being. But what if I told you that some of the vegetables you think are doing wonders for your body might actually be contributing to some health issues? Particularly foot numbness and discomfort? Surprised? Let's dive into a vegetable controversy that may be affecting your health. Particularly when it comes to circulation. The hidden culprits: spinach, Swiss chard, and broccoli. Let's start with the unexpected suspects: spinach, Swiss chard, and broccoli. These are all nutrient-dense vegetables, often considered the gold standard for healthy eating. However, they have a hidden side that not everyone is aware of, especially when consumed in excess or in raw form. Spinach and Swiss chard. Nutrient-rich but oxalate-heavy. Both spinach and Swiss chard are packed with essential vitamins and minerals like vitamin A, vitamin K, and folate. These leafy greens can certainly be a great addition to any diet. But they also contain a compound called oxalates. Oxalates are naturally occurring substances found in many plant-based foods. And while they're not necessarily harmful in small amounts, they can cause problems if consumed in large quantities or without proper preparation. So, what exactly are oxalates, and how do they affect your health? Oxalates bind with calcium in the body to form crystals. These crystals can accumulate in various tissues and organs, especially in the kidneys, leading to the formation of kidney stones. While kidney stones may not be a concern for everyone, they can become a major problem for older adults, who are more likely to experience kidney function decline. But that's not all. Oxalates can also affect circulation and contribute to inflammation in the extremities. When oxalates build up in the body, they may worsen conditions like foot numbness, swelling, and discomfort, which many seniors experience as part of the natural aging process. The excess oxalates can restrict blood flow, making it harder for nutrients and oxygen to reach vital tissues. This, in turn, can exacerbate issues related to poor circulation, especially in the legs and feet. Broccoli. Bone health booster, blood thinner. Now, let's talk about broccoli. We all know that broccoli is a powerhouse vegetable, loaded with vitamin C, fiber, and antioxidants. But did you know that it also contains a high amount of vitamin K? While vitamin K is essential for bone health, as it helps in the process of bone mineralization and strengthens bones, it can also pose risks for individuals on blood-thinning medications, such as warfarin, for seniors taking blood thinners to prevent blood clots or stroke. Vitamin K can interfere with the effectiveness of these medications. Vitamin K plays a role in clotting, and when you consume too much of it, it can counteract the effects of blood-thinning drugs, leading to thicker blood and potentially increasing the risk of clot formation. This, of course, can be dangerous, as it impairs circulation and can make the blood flow less efficiently through your veins and arteries. It's important to note that vitamin K doesn't automatically make broccoli or other leafy greens harmful. But it does highlight the importance of understanding the potential interactions between the foods you eat and the medications you take. For older adults, this is especially crucial, as the risk of drug-food interactions increases with age and polypharmacy, the use of multiple medications. If you're on blood thinners or any other medication, it's wise to check with your doctor about your vegetable intake. The bottom line: moderation, preparation, and context. Now, let me be clear, I'm not here to demonize vegetables. Far from it. Vegetables are an essential part of a balanced diet, providing a wealth of nutrients that our bodies need to stay healthy. The key message here is that context matters. While spinach, Swiss chard, and broccoli are packed with health benefits, they can also cause problems if consumed in excess or without proper consideration of your personal health circumstances. Cooking to the rescue. How to reduce oxalates and maximize benefits. The good news is that you don't have to cut these vegetables out of your diet altogether. In fact, there are simple ways to make them safer and even more beneficial for your body. Cooking these vegetables can significantly reduce their oxalate levels, making them easier to digest and less likely to cause any issues with circulation or kidney health. A simple fix is to lightly steam or boil spinach, Swiss chard, and broccoli. The key is to discard the water used for boiling, as it contains most of the oxalates. This process can reduce oxalate content by up to 50%, making these vegetables safer for those at risk of kidney stones or circulation problems. If you enjoy eating them raw in salads or smoothies, just be mindful of the quantity and frequency of consumption. Moderation is key. While vegetables are undeniably healthy, moderation is key. No single food is perfect, and eating anything in excess can have unintended consequences. For most people, a balanced diet that includes a variety of vegetables, fruits, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats will provide all the nutrients your body needs without overloading on any one particular substance. For seniors, it's especially important to strike a balance. Keep an eye on the foods that could potentially interfere with your medications or exacerbate existing health conditions. By working with a healthcare provider, you can find the right vegetable choices and quantities that work for you and support your overall well-being. A balanced approach to vegetables and health. The lesson here isn't that you should avoid vegetables, but that you should be mindful of how you prepare them and how they fit into your overall health picture. Cooking, varying your vegetable choices, and taking your medical conditions into account will help you get the most out of these nutritious foods without the unintended side effects. In the end, vegetables are a powerful tool in maintaining good health, but like all good things, they should be enjoyed in balance. By understanding how certain vegetables impact your body and taking steps to reduce potential risks, you can continue to enjoy their many benefits for years to come, without worrying about their potential harm. Chapter 4. Real people. Real stories. Sometimes, the best lessons come from real-life experiences. As a healthcare professional, I've worked with many individuals who are trying to stay healthy and active as they age. Some of them, despite their best efforts, still face unexpected health challenges. It's in these moments that we realize how critical it is to understand our bodies and how they respond to what we put into them, whether it's food, exercise, or medication. Let me share with you a couple of stories that stand out. Not just because of the outcomes, but because of the lessons they taught us about the importance of individualized health care and paying attention to the details. Thomas. The healthy lifestyle dilemma. I'll never forget Thomas, a retired engineer in his early 70s. He was the epitome of health. He biked several times a week, didn't drink alcohol, and adhered to a strict plant-based diet. By all accounts, Thomas was doing everything right. But for weeks, he had been experiencing persistent foot tingling and numbness, a feeling that wasn't just uncomfortable but concerning. Naturally, he came to see me, thinking that his healthy routine was working against him. After discussing his lifestyle and conducting a thorough examination, we decided to dive deeper into his diet. He kept a food diary, and as we reviewed it, a surprising detail emerged. Thomas was eating 2 large bowls of raw spinach salad every day. While spinach is often touted as a superfood, rich in vitamins and minerals, it also contains oxalates, which, as we discussed earlier, can lead to issues like inflammation and restricted blood flow if consumed in excess. After we adjusted his spinach intake and recommended that he cook his greens, which significantly reduces oxalate content, Thomas returned for a follow-up visit just a few weeks later. To his relief, and mine, his symptoms began to lessen. The tingling in his feet subsided, and his overall circulation improved. This was a perfect example of how even the healthiest habits need to be adjusted based on individual needs. Just because something is good for you in general doesn't mean it's the right choice for your body in particular. Linda. A warfarin-related challenge. Then there was Linda, a 60-year-old woman who had a history of atrial fibrillation. She was a woman who took her health seriously, always trying to eat well and stay active. However, Despite her best efforts, she had been struggling with numbness in her feet and hands, a symptom she couldn't ignore any longer. When I reviewed her medical history and medications, it became clear that her love for broccoli might be complicating things. You see, Linda was on warfarin therapy, a blood thinner that helps prevent strokes and blood clots. While broccoli is a fantastic vegetable packed with nutrients, it's also high in vitamin K, a nutrient that can interfere with warfarin's effectiveness. Vitamin K plays a crucial role in blood clotting, and if you consume too much of it, it can reduce the effectiveness of blood thinners, leading to thicker blood and, in Linda's case, poorer circulation. I explained this to Linda and suggested that she reduce her intake of vitamin K-rich vegetables like broccoli, while still ensuring she was getting enough nutrition from other sources. We also monitored her blood levels closely to make sure that her warfarin therapy remained effective. Over time, Linda's circulation improved, and her numbness gradually decreased. She found new ways to enjoy her vegetables, opting for lower vitamin K options like zucchini, peppers, and carrots. Linda's story is a powerful reminder that even something as healthy as broccoli can cause problems when it interacts with certain medications. It's important to remember that our bodies don't always respond to foods and medications in the same way. And sometimes small adjustments can make a big difference. More stories, more lessons. Thomas and Linda's stories aren't isolated cases. In fact, they reflect a broader truth. What works for one person might not work for another. Even though certain foods are universally praised for their health benefits, they can cause issues when combined with other factors like medications, medical conditions, or personal health challenges. These stories highlight the importance of taking a personalized approach to health. It's not enough to follow a generic, healthy, routine or diet. What's healthy for one person might not be healthy for another. For older adults, it's particularly crucial to consider individual needs, medical history, and current treatments when making decisions about diet and lifestyle. It's about finding balance and listening to your body, even if it means making adjustments along the way. The power of individualized healthcare. The takeaway from these stories is clear. Don't assume that just because something is labeled as healthy, it's the right choice for you. Every body is different, and even the healthiest habits can have unintended side effects if they aren't tailored to your individual needs. Whether it's adjusting your diet, changing how you prepare your food, or working with your doctor to fine-tune your medications, taking a personalized approach to health is key. For older adults, the challenges of aging can make it more difficult to maintain the same level of health and vitality as in younger years. But that doesn't mean it's impossible to stay strong, healthy, and active. It just means that we need to be more mindful and intentional about the choices we make for our bodies. Listen to your body. The most important lesson here is simple. Listen to your body. If you're feeling symptoms like numbness, tingling, or discomfort, don't just ignore them. Reach out to a healthcare professional who can help you figure out what's going on and how to make adjustments to improve your health. In many cases, small changes, like modifying your diet or adjusting your medication, can lead to significant improvements. Health is a journey, not a destination. It's about making the best choices you can, based on your unique needs and circumstances. With the right approach, you can continue to live a full and active life, no matter your age. Chapter 5. What you can do today. If you're experiencing foot numbness or tingling, you're not alone. These sensations, though uncomfortable, are often signs that your body is sending you important messages. The good news is that there are simple yet powerful steps you can take today to start improving your circulation, reduce discomfort, and support overall health. Here's how you can take control and make a positive impact on your well-being. 1. Evaluate your diet honestly. A fresh look at your eating habits. The food you eat has a profound impact on your health, and it's essential to take an honest look at your diet. Start by paying attention to the amount of sodium, processed foods, and added sugars you're consuming on a daily basis. Sodium. Too much sodium can cause your body to retain water, which may lead to swelling in the legs and feet. This can restrict blood flow and exacerbate numbness. Aim to limit your sodium intake by reducing processed foods like canned soups, salty snacks, and fast food. Instead, focus on fresh, whole foods like fruits, vegetables, and lean proteins. You can also try seasoning your meals with herbs and spices like basil, rosemary, or garlic instead of salt. Processed foods. Processed foods are often high in unhealthy fats, sugars, and preservatives that can increase inflammation in your body. This can affect circulation and contribute to nerve damage over time. A good rule of thumb is to minimize packaged and pre-made foods, and focus on preparing meals from scratch using fresh ingredients. Added sugars. Sugary foods and drinks can spike your blood sugar levels and lead to long-term damage to your blood vessels and nerves. Opt for natural sugars found in fruits like berries, apples, and pears, and try to limit sugary drinks like sodas and sweetened juices. Cutting back on sweets can be a powerful step toward reducing nerve-related issues like foot numbness. 2. Check your greens. Switch things up with your vegetables. If you're someone who loves your greens, like spinach, Swiss chard, and broccoli, take a moment to reconsider how much of them you're eating, especially in raw form. While these vegetables are incredibly healthy, they also contain compounds that could be contributing to your foot numbness. Spinach and Swiss chard. These leafy greens are rich in vitamins, but they also contain oxalates, which can bind with calcium and form crystals that restrict blood flow. Try rotating in other vegetables like kale, zucchini, bell peppers, and cauliflower, which are lower in oxalates. Cooking your greens, like lightly steaming or sautéing them, can also help reduce oxalate levels, making them easier for your body to process. Broccoli. While broccoli is packed with nutrients, it's also high in vitamin K, which can interfere with blood thinners if you're on medication like warfarin. If you take blood thinners, it's a good idea to moderate your intake of broccoli and other high vitamin K vegetables. Consider discussing with your healthcare provider which vegetables would be best for you. Remember, the key is variety. Eating a wide range of vegetables, cooked and raw, will ensure you get the full spectrum of nutrients while avoiding any negative side effects from overconsumption of any one food. 3. Stay hydrated. The power of water. Hydration plays a crucial role in supporting healthy circulation. When you're properly hydrated, your blood flows more easily through your veins, and your body can more effectively flush out toxins, including excess oxalates. Aim to drink at least 8 glasses of water a day, or more if you are physically active or live in a hot climate. Herbal teas or water infused with fruits like lemon or cucumber can also be a refreshing way to stay hydrated. If you struggle with hydration, consider keeping a water bottle handy throughout the day. Adding a pinch of salt or an electrolyte supplement can also help maintain fluid balance, particularly if you experience leg swelling or are prone to dehydration. 4. Consult your physician. Knowledge is power. If you're experiencing persistent foot numbness or tingling, it's important to consult your physician, especially if you're on blood thinners or have a history of kidney stones or circulation problems. A healthcare professional can help you pinpoint the exact cause of your symptoms and recommend personalized treatments. If you're on medications like warfarin, ask your doctor about the impact of certain foods on your blood thinning regimen. They may suggest dietary adjustments or recommend blood tests to ensure that your medication is working effectively. For those with kidney stones, your doctor can help you assess your diet to ensure you're not consuming excessive amounts of oxalates or other substances that might contribute to kidney stone formation. Getting professional guidance ensures that you're making informed decisions about your diet, exercise, and medication. 5. Introduce circulation-boosting foods. Naturally support blood flow. There are several foods that can naturally support better circulation and help reduce symptoms of foot numbness and tingling. Beets. Beets are rich in nitrates, which help relax and dilate blood vessels, improving circulation. Try adding them to salads, smoothies, or even roasting them as a side dish. Berries, blueberries, strawberries, and raspberries are packed with antioxidants and vitamin C, which promote healthy blood vessels and help reduce inflammation. Enjoy them as a snack, or add them to your morning yogurt or oatmeal. Turmeric. This golden spice is known for its anti-inflammatory properties. It can help reduce swelling and improve circulation. You can add turmeric to soups, curries, smoothies, or even mix it into warm milk for a soothing drink. Fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, and sardines are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which promote healthy blood flow and reduce inflammation. Include these fish in your diet a couple of times a week for optimal heart and vascular health. 6. Consider a B vitamin complex. Protect your nerves. Deficiencies in B vitamins, specifically B1, thiamine, B6, pyridoxine, and B12, cobalamin, can contribute to nerve damage and neuropathy, which might be the underlying cause of your foot tingling or numbness. A B vitamin complex can support nerve health and reduce symptoms of neuropathy. Talk to your doctor about taking a B vitamin supplement, or consider including more B vitamin-rich foods in your diet, like whole grains, eggs, leafy greens, and legumes. Conclusion: take action today for better health. The good news is that you don't have to wait for a major change to start feeling better. By making small but meaningful adjustments to your diet and lifestyle, you can improve your circulation, reduce discomfort, and protect your nerves. The key is to act now, before your symptoms worsen. Remember, health isn't a one-size-fits-all journey. What works for one person may not work for another. But by taking a holistic, individualized approach, you can ensure that you're doing the best for your body. Start today by evaluating your diet, staying hydrated, introducing circulation-boosting foods, and consulting with your physician. It's never too late to take control of your health and feel your best again. Conclusion: take charge of your health today. As we wrap up today's video, I want to take a moment to share my personal thoughts. The journey to better health isn't always straightforward, and it's filled with little twists and turns. But when it comes to something as important as your well-being, even the smallest adjustments, like rethinking the foods you eat or making simple changes to your lifestyle, can make a world of difference. Foot numbness and tingling can be a frustrating and worrisome issue, but with the right knowledge and proactive steps, you can take control and start feeling better, faster. Whether it's adjusting your diet, staying hydrated, or introducing circulation-boosting foods, the key is consistency and being mindful of how your body responds. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you experienced foot numbness or tingling before? What steps have you found most helpful in managing or preventing it? Drop a comment below and share your experiences with the community. We can all learn from each other's journeys. And don't forget, if you found this video helpful, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss any future content. We've got plenty more videos coming up to help you live your healthiest, most vibrant life, especially as we get older. Your health is your greatest asset, and we're here to help you protect it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay healthy and take care.